Hello, welcome back to SkywayTj, and today we're going to be doing something a bit different. It's not like a top 10 list, but I'm going to be ranking the entire MCU from, best, or from worst to best, now that Endgame is out, and I saw that, and it's the end of all three phases. Well, it's the end of the Infinity Saga, is what they're now calling it. If you like this type of content, guys, drop a like, subscribe for more. I make videos every single week. Yeah, so let's hop into this shit. There's 22 movies to get through. We're going to start with the worst one and go up to the best. And yeah, it's going to be a ride because I love the MCU. So, and also I just want to preface this by saying, like, I don't hate any of these movies. The MCU is like my favorite franchise besides Harry Potter. But some of these movies are just like not as good as the other ones, and like I don't put them in as often. But like the first few on the bottom, I don't actually like at all. It hurts, but I don't. So starting us off at the bottom is Thor: The Dark World. I don't know a single person who likes this movie. The sequence of it just doesn't make any sense. It's just, the plot is just meh. Like, they introduced an Infinity Stone in this one, the reality one, but it's just, they call it the Ether the whole time. It's just, it's not good. The Dark Elves are extremely boring and flat. The villains are just bad. It's not good. Thor: The Dark World is number 22 out of this list. It's just, I don't like Thor: The Dark World. I don't think anyone does. It's just the bottom. It's not fun to watch. Next is The Incredible Hulk. This is like the black sheep of the MCU because it has a completely different cast and everything. There are parts of this movie that I do like. I like watching the Hulk and the Abomination fight each other in Harlem. I thought that was really cool. But like, Edward Norton is not good as the Hulk. You could tell Norton had all these like because he rewrote the whole script. You could tell he kind of just ruined it. It's just, he wasn't good in the character. I don't like the Incredible Hulk, and I don't think the MCU even likes the Incredible Hulk because they haven't brought anyone from that movie back except Thunderbolt Ross, and he's barely in the movies anyway. So yeah, the Incredible Hulk is next. Next up, we have Iron Man 2. This movie's, no, it's not that great. I mean, it's Iron Man, so Robert Downey Jr. of course carries most of the movie. He tries, but the villain, Whiplash. No. That whole crap with him and his damn bird. Yeah, Whiplash is a horribly written character. Justin Hammer, he's cool. We haven't seen him in the MCU since. I think he's in jail, but like, bring him back. Like, he's cool. He's manipulative. He can hide behind the scenes. I like that. He's like a Lex Luthor type. Bring back Justin Hammer. The fucking Whiplash, though, like, no. Although, this movie did give us, Don Cheadle as War Machine, which I really liked. I think Don Cheadle does way better than Terrence Howard did. So, there's that. It's not completely terrible. It's not the worst MCU movie, but it's also not the best. Next, we have Thor, the first one. This movie's just shot weird. Like, there's weird, like, tilty angles the whole time. I don't like, it's just very small scale. Like, the movies, like, in the Asgard parts are cool looking, but when they're down on Earth in like this weird Midwest town, it's just, I don't buy it. I think Tom Hiddleston does great as Loki, of course, and the casting's pretty good. Chris Hemsworth is amazing as Thor, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know, this movie's, the stakes are just really low, and it's not that great. Like, the Thor movies are hard, but before Ragnarok, I don't think they really had a hit. But yeah, Thor is next on my list. This next one might shock people, but I have Doctor Strange. A lot of people hype this movie up, and like, I can understand because Doctor Strange is a cool character, but like, I think this movie is kind of boring. Like, the visuals are really, really cool. Like, don't get me wrong. If this movie was just based on visuals, it would be way higher up. Great camera work, great visuals. But, like, I think the villains are just horrible. horrible villains. I don't like him. I don't. It's just I've watched it like twice maybe. I just every time I watch it I'm just like, it's just here for something. Like I don't like Doctor Strange's solo movie that much. I hope the second one is better and keeps me interested. But like I just think the first Doctor Strange isn't as great as everyone thinks it is, and I am fully okay with getting the hate for that. Next we have Iron Man 3. I think Iron Man 3 it's better than the second one. I'll give him that. I like seeing all the different suits that Tony's been building with his PTSD. I like seeing his relationship with that kid. Excuse me. I don't like too much else. I know everyone says it, but like the whole Mandarin misdirect really made me crusty. Like the Mandarin was a really cool character in the comics, and this one they just kind of like, they tried to like pull a fast one over our eyes, and they're like, look at this, it's subversion of expectations. And I'm just like, just give us the goofy comic characters we know. We don't want this crap. And I know a lot of people give this movie hate because it's they call it Regular Man because he's barely in his Iron Man suits, but like, I like that they actually followed up from him going into the wormhole in Avengers. So like, I don't mind that part as much. It's just the villain. Marvel had a real problem with villains in the beginning, and this movie's no exception because the Mandarin misdirect was poopy. Next, I have Ant-Man. Ant-Man's great. Like, the first Ant-Man, funny as hell, great, awesome, I love it. Paul Rudd is an excellent casting. So is Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly. Great cast, and I like it. It's just it just has some issues, just little ones. Again, villain kind of crap, and the biggest criticism is that it's just the first Iron Man, but tiny. Like, it's a very similar plot to Iron Man. But that being said, Ant-Man, I never knew much about him because I'm new to this comic stuff, but I think Ant-Man is one of my favorite heroes now in the MCU, and yeah, so Ant-Man is next, and then the next one on the list, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It took whatever the first Ant-Man did and did it better. It gave Evangeline Lilly shit to do as the Wasp. I thought the plot lines were cool. It was very funny. Hit all the good points that I was looking for. So yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp right above Ant-Man. Next we have the Avengers Age of Ultron. I wasn't expecting to put an Avengers movie this far down on the list, but like Ultron has like issues that, you know, it's not the best Avengers movie. It's still fun to watch. There's good action scenes. You know, it introduced Scarlet Witch and Vision and Quicksilver. I thought that was cool. The portrayal of Ultron was a little meh. Like, you know, he's supposed to be very menacing, and yet he's all I could think of was Robert California from The Office, which I know they're the same actor. Calm down. But I just don't like what they did with Ultron. Everything else is pretty cool, you know, give it that. But yeah, and also it wasn't an Age of Ultron. It was pretty much like the 4 days of Ultron. Next up, we have Captain America, the First Avenger. When I first saw this movie, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was boring because I wasn't really a fan of Captain America. But rewatching it recently, it's pretty good. I mean, I think Cap's journey is really cool. I like watching him battle Red Skull. Red Skull's portrayal was like, but you know, I like that. The only real problem I have with this movie is they like fast forward through World War II. Like, I wanted to see Cap taking down all these bases, and then they just gave us this montage. So like that, like up until that point, this movie was great, and it probably would have been higher. But I just don't. I don't like that they just montage through that and just to get to the final confrontation. But like, I like that. I like Cap's sacrifice to go down into the ice, introduce us to the Tesseract and everything. So yeah, First Avenger, quality, but like not as good as everything else. Next up, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Solid follow-up to the first Guardians, but you know, it had its problems. But Ego, you know, he's fine. I like the introduction of Mantis, and I think the jokes are a bit funnier in Guardians 2. But like, you know, I like the first one better, and that's just my opinion. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like a hipster douche. But yeah, I just think Guardians 1 was better. So there is Guardians 2 on this list. Next up, I have Captain Marvel. A lot of people shit on this movie when it came out just because Brie Larson is a woman, and I hate that. I hate that a lot. Captain Marvel was amazing. I thought the casting was excellent. The acting was excellent. The plot is pretty solid. It's a good movie. The only main problem I have with it is that it came out right before Endgame. So like I didn't really care that much about it because I was just so damn hyped for Endgame, and that's what I wanted to see most. But yeah, like it's a good movie. It's quit bitching. Captain Marvel's great. It's just, you know, it's obviously not as good as some of the other. It's obviously not as good as some of the other ones, but like it's still decent to watch. Just shut up. Enjoy things. Don't be sexist. Next, I have Black Panther. Great movie. Great villain. Great depiction of Wakanda. I can't say much about Black Panther because it is just... you need to see it for yourself. It's a very good movie. Very well crafted. Excellent villain. Like, the villain's so good that he actually gets through to our hero. And you don't see that much in these movies. It's just... Black Panther's excellent. The soundtrack is great. The directing is great. I can't wait till we get Black Panther 2. So yeah, Black Panther. Next up, I have Thor Ragnarok, the first Thor movie that actually is pretty damn good. I like that they kind of rebooted the Thor series and they let a crazy wacky director direct a wacky hero, because Thor is fucking cosmic. It doesn't make any damn sense. It introduced Korg, which is one of my favorite MCU characters. Valkyrie's a better love interest for Thor if they go down that route. Better friend for him than Jane Foster was, because Natalie Portman is not that good in these movies. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok, it's funny, it's good, good action. Loki's in it. Loki's in it too, so you know, everyone loves Loki. Great movie, Thor Ragnarok, right there. I can't do this. Next up, I have the movie that started it all, Iron Man. Great film. Like, the superhero franchises they just weren't working. Iron Man was a huge risk, I think, for Marvel to do, because like they had already sold off most of their better heroes, and you know, Iron Man's just like a B or C level hero. But Robert Downey Jr. gave us such a good performance that Iron Man is now an icon. He's one of the best Avengers. This movie is an excellent origin for him. Robert Downey Jr. is excellently cast. Gwyneth Paltrow is a good Pepper Potts. It's really, really good. It's fun to watch every time I put it in. The soundtrack is great. Yeah, who doesn't love Iron Man? His first movie is great. There's not that many issues with it. So that's why Iron Man is here. Next up, I have Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh my god, when Spider-Man showed up in Civil War, I was very afraid that it was just going to be a one-off thing and he wasn't going to show up ever again. But when I read that Marvel and Sony had a deal that the MCU could use, when they could use Spider-Man in their movies, I was so happy. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, so seeing him with my other favorite superheroes now is great. I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man we've had yet. Sorry, Tobey Maguire. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming is great. The villain, Michael Keaton, is more scary as normal man Vulture than actual Vulture. When he has the suit on, yeah, he's terrifying, but him just threatening Peter with a gun in a car was 10 times more terrifying. So yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming is great. Go watch it if you haven't. If you haven't seen it, you're a sinner and you need to go see it. Next up, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know jack about Guardians of the Galaxy before it came out, but I'm so glad I do now. These characters are so much fun. Groot is his sacrifice. Rocket learning to be more than his programming and his terrible past. Watching Peter Quill and Gamora and Drax, just I love that these characters are all misfits and they find a family with one another. It's just, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously, I love the soundtrack. Everyone does. I love that they had a dance-off to save the universe, and one of my favorite things in the entire MCU is where they all come together to hold on to the Power Stone, and they just demolish Ronan. I love that. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch. Oh my god, I love Guardians of the Galaxy, hands down. Bringing us into the top 5, we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This movie is the first movie the Russo brothers got to direct in the MCU, and thank God they did, because holy shit, this follow-up to the first Avenger is excellent. We get to see Cap take down Hydra. Bucky comes back as the Winter Soldier. The fight on the when they're trying to stop Hydra from destroying millions of people. Love that. I love that Cap destroys S.H.I.E.L.D. to get rid of Hydra too. It's just amazing. Amazing movie. The Winter Soldier is one of my favorite MCU movies. At number 4, we have The Avengers. I love The Avengers. I love watching all of them team up to take down the invasion of New York. I love that Loki comes back. Oh my god, I love the Thanos tease at the end because it comes full circle to like what we have now. It's just, the Avengers is so good. That I don't care how cliche it is. That team up shot where they're all in a circle and the music starts swelling. Fuck me up. I don't care. Fucking love the Avengers. At number 3, we have Captain America: Civil War. All I gotta say is the airport battle. That airport battle, great, excellent, love it. What else do I have to say? Civil War is great. It introduced Black Panther and Spider-Man to the MCU. It's an excellent movie. It's great. I love it. I love that it, like, Cap and Tony's dynamic. It's just, I fucking love Civil War. Number 2 is the Avengers Infinity War. You guys have heard me on this channel talk so much about Infinity War. I love watching all the characters go up against Thanos. I love watching the emotional reaction to when everyone got dusted, especially, Spider-Man. It's just, oh my god, I love it. I love all the build-up. We've been building up to Thanos for years now, and watching him finally on the big screen. Josh Brolin gives an excellent performance. Everyone in that movie is excellent. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And number 1, you should have guessed, Avengers Endgame. Oh my god, I just saw this, and it delivers on everything you think it will. There are so many moments that are just so amazing. It's just, oh my god, it's the best movie I've ever seen. Not even just the best MCU movie, it's so good. It concludes the Infinity Saga that they've been building up for over 10 years now. It's just, I can't even put into words how much I love this movie. I want to see it so many more times. It's the best Marvel movie, hands down, ever. And I will not be, I don't know if anything will be able to top that for me. It's so fucking good. Well, guys, that's the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe ranked from number 22 to number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, drop a like, subscribe for more. I make videos every single week. Tell me what other franchises you want me to rank from worst to best. I'll do my best if I've seen them. So yeah, I'll see you guys with more videos coming soon. Be kind to one another. Please go see Endgame. Watch the MCU if you haven't. Like, you're missing out if you haven't seen these movies. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon with more videos. Bye.